Yo, what is going on, college sports fans? How are we doing today? We are starting back our call-in streams. So you guys can come in here. We're going to do these every single Thursday. I'm going to talk about a few things we have coming up on the channel. If you guys are watching this later as a video, then make sure you guys tune in next week, Thursday. Every single Thursday, we're going to be doing these. Yo, what's up, everybody? What's up, Anthony, Skull King Gamers? Yo, what's up, Drake, John? Hey, John, it's going pretty good. How about yourself? Yo, what's up, Kansas fan? How are we doing today? Yo, what's up, Joey? How we doing? I'm posting the link in the chat. I'm going to pin it. Or I guess I can't pin it. But if you guys want to call in, this is the new setup here on StreamYard. If you guys want to call in, click the link in the chat. I'll put you in the StreamYard, and you can come on here and talk some college ball with me. Basketball, football, it don't matter. Just talk some off-season. Football season's getting close. Have you guys heard about the big pods rumors going around about the divisions being going away from divisions in college football? That would be crazy. I know the portal is about to heat up in college basketball. After the NBA playoffs and the draft, all these players that have entered the portal that are going to test the NBA draft waters, when they don't get drafted, they're going to be transferring. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. Hey, what's up, Kansas fan? I am doing pretty good. How about yourself? A few other things. Like I said, call-in streams every single Thursday, all off season long. Unless I say otherwise, then I'm going to be doing them. And we are about to start a series. We are going to be previewing every single Power 5 team. Every single Power 5 team gets their own video where we're going to break down their roster and their schedule and predict their record. So every single Power 5 team gets their own video, and we're going to predict their record. And that is going to be starting probably next week. And we're going to do that all off season. So that is a few things we have coming up on the channel. So yeah, guys, if you guys want to come call in, or if you guys have any topics you want to talk about and you don't want to call in, you can drop them in the comments. You want Tyrese Hunter? I could see it happening. Who did he break down his final 6 teams for? I had it in one of my videos. I can't even remember all the teams. I've been researching so many players recently. I can't even remember which team is in whose final teams right now. But I know Kansas is in there. It would be crazy if he leaves Iowa State to go there. Did I watch the NFL schedule? I seen the Giants schedule because I'm a Giants fan. I did not look at anybody else's schedule yet, but I did see a couple of games. I know there's going to be a doubleheader on Monday night. I think the first Monday Night Football, so that should be interesting. How do I pin a comment? Hold up. I'm about to figure this out. Because if I can pin that link, then I won't have to keep posting. I'm also going to go and tweet out the stream, see if anyone on Twitter wants to come in here. There we go. I can pin it. Yo, what's up, Golden Blue dude? You'd come in, but your voice is non-existent. Hey, that's all good, man. Appreciate you dropping by. All right, the link is pinned. Yeah, guys, the transfer portal has been crazy this offseason. I mean, Jordan Addison, who knows where he's going to end up. Crazy. I don't think he's going back to Pitt. Personally, I think he's probably going to go to USC, but he's been visiting Texas, all these other schools, Alabama. So, yeah, it's going to be crazy to find out where he goes. I mean, I personally have not bought into the Texas hype. I think they are actually going to probably be a top 25 team next year because think about their offense. Because you cannot forget about Bijan Robinson. I mean, that dude is going to be one of the best running backs in the country. Quinn Ewers, we'll see. That's the question mark right there. How good is Quinn Ewers going to be? If he lights it up, then I could see Texas being really good next year because the Big 12 is pretty wide open. So that is interesting, especially if they get Jordan Addison. I mean, they would have one of the best offenses in the country at that point. Probably not better than Ohio State's, but it would be up there. It would for sure be up there. Yo, what's up, West Virginia guy? How you doing, man? You have me back on the show in summer. Hey, anytime. I'm down. Anytime. Yo, we got our first caller in here. Say hi to Drake. Yo, what's up, Drake?
Yo, how's it going?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
It's going pretty good. I'm just hanging out until I have to get off here. All right. So I just want to ask you. So I just want to get your opinion on a few things.
All right.
All right. So first thing first, do you think Kentucky's going to be another one of those in football? Do you think they're going to be one of those teams that's going to sneak up on everyone again next year? Or do you think everyone's kind of ready for it now that they've seen what they can do?
I think Kentucky is going to be a very good team again next year. I think last season they've opened a lot of people's eyes, and I think more teams will be prepared for them. I still think at minimum they're going to have an 8-win season, but I think they'll have more wins than that. But
then
yeah,
to kind of bounce off that, Will Levis.
Yes,
Getting
I've seen a lot of
all
first
that
round
hype in the mock drafts. Yeah, he had a good season last year, but I don't know if I would put him up in the top 5 conversation yet, though.
Hey, there's going to be a lot of good quarterbacks that are going to be eligible next year because Bryce Young and CJ Stroud, I'm pretty sure both of them were redshirted, so they're going to be eligible for this year's draft.
Yeah.
And then, is Caleb Williams eligible?
I think so.
Yeah, it's going to be stacked because Spencer Rattler might have another a bounce back year. That would put him in contention for maybe a first round draft pick. There's going to be a lot of quarterbacks, so I think Will Levis will have to have a pretty good year, but the NFL scouts must be seeing something in his footwork or his arm strength, just seeing some potential in him, and I think he does have that potential.
Oh, no doubt. And one thing that he has that you just can't teach is the leadership mentality and how he carries himself.
Yes, Kentucky, they're going to be a good team. Will Levis, I think he's probably going to have the best year of his career so far.
They lost Wandale, they lost their starting tight end, and then I want to say they lost Josh Ali as well. They brought in.
Is Chris Rodriguez coming back?
Yes, he is. So is Kavasi Smoke.
Okay.
Well, they're getting their
running back duo back. Yeah.
And then they brought in a good amount of wide receivers, including a freshman that's really showed out so far this year. And Dinky, actually, Dinky's dad is a Kentucky legend. He played linebacker for the Wildcats back in his playing time. And then there's one other. Well, that I can find. Let me see if I can find him real quick. This is gonna bother me. It's Travion. We got him from Virginia Tech.
All right. Yeah, I mean,
I'm really liking the looks of him.
I think that even with, Wandale Robinson especially, and Josh Ali, of course, as well, big losses, but if you think about the majority of the Kentucky games last year, they usually run the ball to set up the pass, and I think having their running back duo back is going to help them with that because the only team they really couldn't run the ball against was Georgia, and nobody could run the ball against them.
No.
So
I mean, if you have Jordan Davis as your nose tackle, not many people are going to do anything against you.
I mean, what, they had 7 first-round draft picks from that defense?
Was it 7? I thought it was 8. I don't know.
Might have been 8.
But
I don't know the
still,
exact
either
number.
way.
Still
and
crazy.
then having the Kobe Dean, that was a late, extremely early second.
Yeah.
Which that
I was surprised he slipped.
Which that's one thing that surprised me there is that they took the one linebacker over him.
Yeah, that was odd to me, but I don't know. I thought Nakobe Dean was for sure a lock to go first round. Him and Devin Lloyd were like the top 2 linebackers to me.
Yep. And then also, man, the amount of hate that's going on. I'm part of a couple of Kentucky Facebook groups. The amount of hate Kyle Perry is getting right now is nuts. Wow. People are wanting him fired and all that. It's like, no, wow. You don't get one of the best coaches in college basketball history and then one fired. Yeah, every year there's going to be a good coach that's going to have a down year. Coach K had what do you say, 5 or 6 of those years?
Yep.
The old, I can't remember his name, the old UNC coach.
I mean, if you think about it, like, Kentucky didn't have a bad year.
No, they didn't.
They just got upset, and it happens to everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think most of the Kentucky basketball fans, the reason they're mad is because they want Calipari to start going for championships rather than helping the players get into the NBA. But
well, see, and then here's the thing: though, is that so whenever I bring it up, I'd bring up like, hey, so are you upset that we got upset? Because if so, that happens multiple times every single year.
Right.
And it seems like there's always a 2 or 3 seed that goes down in the first round. No, I'm upset because he had, and I quote, no, I'm upset because he's a horrible coach and we had our team should have went all the way this year. Yeah. So at that point, it's like, no, all right, I'm not going to even waste my time with you.
Yeah, I mean, Oscar's going to come back. That's huge.
That's huge. Honestly, I don't know why he didn't declare. He should have.
I think, well, he's the first AP Player of the Year to return since, I think, Tyler Hansbrough.
Yeah.
So that's a long time, and I think it's because of the NIL, because even though Oscar was dominant this year, because the NBA scouts don't really see him as an NBA-type player, he probably wasn't going to go until late first or second round. So I think maybe with him getting NIL money, he would rather get that than a late round pick.
Yeah, I can see it. And then on top of it, having his Cal Perry work with him for another year, work on his body and see what he needs to do. There's one thing that I saw that just really wowed me. It was a quote from Patino. I want to say WVU's coach. And he said, and he is going on about how Oscar Tshiebwe had no work ethic, and just talking all kinds of stuff. And then what does Oscar do? Go out there and get 6 20-plus rebound games.
Crazy.
Yeah,
crazy. He was really dominant, and I'm excited to watch him again because another off season working. He's just going to be a man amongst boys out there. It's going to be crazy.
And then I heard you were talking about Texas when I first hopped in here.
Yeah.
Really? I don't know. I think it was PFF that you're doing the rankings video on.
Yep.
Like Texas had no reason being 14. If you want to rank them 24, 25.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm sorry, but Quinn Ewers he's going as a redshirt freshman, so let's just call him a sophomore because he was at Ohio State for a year already.
Yeah,
he's not. I'm sorry. Yeah, don't get me wrong. The kid's good. He's extreme good, but I don't think he's going to be enough to turn that program around with how bad they were last year.
Yeah, I mean,
if you think about it, after they lost to Kansas, they lost what, 4 or 5-star recruits.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the hype because they have potential to be a really good offense, especially if they somehow get Jordan Addison, which I don't think is going to happen. I think he's going to be at USC more than likely. But even without him, I mean, Bijan Robinson's going to be great. So they could have a really good offense. But my thing is, they're hyped up to be this team every single year.
Yeah,
And
exactly. Them and Notre Dame are always hyped up.
yes,
Texas doesn't deliver half the 95% of the time. Notre Dame just meets expectations most of the time.
Yeah, I don't think that they should be preseason ranked. Like if they start out 3-0 or so, then rank them up.
Bump them,
but not preseason. I didn't like that.
No.
One team that I can't get the hype behind this year is Ole Miss. I don't think that they're going to be as good next year.
No, I mean they lost Matt Corral. They lost their number one wideout.
Yeah, I mean,
they got a QB through transfer though, didn't they?
Yeah, that's what I was about to get to. Jackson Dart, I don't get the hype behind him. I don't think he was all that great at USC last year.
Honestly, I don't know enough about him to have an opinion. So,
I mean, from what I've seen, he has potential for sure, but I just don't see it coming out this year. And I know he's going to be coached by Lane Kiffin, which is a really good offensive coach, and I think that will help him. But if we remember, not last year, but the year before, Matt Corral had a ton of interceptions. Like he had a cannon, but he was throwing interceptions like crazy. And I could see Jackson Dart having a season like that, especially going from the Pac-12 to the SEC. It's not going to be that easy for him. So
I mean, if how I'm looking at it, with that move he's making, he's going from pretty much the bottom of the Power 5 schools to the best conference in the country. So
right, and he wasn't even dominating in the Pac-12. Like he was decent.
Right.
So
and then
I don't know. I don't really get the hype for Ole Miss this year.
And then one more question, because I really haven't been keeping up with the transfer portal. I just haven't had time. Which, with you making videos, I'm sure you've been keeping up with it a decent amount.
Yeah.
Has Kentucky got anyone basketball-wise that's noteworthy?
Basketball-wise, not that I heard of yet, but a lot of players that are in the portal right now, we probably aren't going to get a commitment from them, at least the big named ones, until after the NBA draft, because a lot of them entered the draft without an agent, and they're going to see what happens first.
Right. Okay. Actually, I'm looking on 24/7 Sports. Got a forward named Antonio Reeves from Illinois State.
I haven't heard of him, but
neither have I. It's saying he was a 4-star, so I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
And then what's your thoughts on the whole Shaden Sharp controversy? Where evidently his camp was. So Shaden Sharp, not Shannon, Shaden. So he went early enrolled to Kentucky in January with no intentions of playing. And then evidently he told Kentucky that he had every intention on coming back. But yet, at the same time, his camp was telling the NBA scouts the complete opposite. That he was wanting to go through and get drafted.
I mean, yeah. I've been hearing a lot of different players do stuff like that recently. Yeah. So I think that's just kind of the era that we're starting here.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
College sports.
But really, here's the real question, though, is the kid's good. He is the number one recruit in the country this year until you early enrolled.
Yeah.
Extremely good, but he has zero play experience in college. surely, wouldn't you think that would hurt his chances of being a lottery pick?
Maybe.
Surely, I mean, surely you'd think it would.
It depends.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen his high school highlights or anything, but there's been players drafted out of high school before. I mean, it depends on what route he decides to take. He could do what, man, I can't even think of his name right now, but the guy that got drafted, I think he got drafted second overall by the Rockets, but he played in the G League his first year.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Is that what he's going to do? Because you can't get drafted straight out of high school, right?
No, he can't. But what they're saying is because he early enrolled, that he can technically get drafted now, since he joined the team in January.
Yeah, that's
so I definitely think that would be one thing to keep an eye on to see how that works.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I haven't kept up with the.
And then there's been NBA execs saying, "How can we trust someone that's saying two different things?"
Right. I mean, I guess if his agent thinks that he's going to get drafted, then he's probably
go for it. Yeah, I mean, can't say I'd blame him, but it's a really bad luck.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're a Kentucky player or if you're a Louisville player. If you pull something like that, it's a bad luck.
Yeah.
That's automatically not going to make me like you, and probably most college fans not like you.
Yeah,
because I mean it's just sneaky. So
yeah, I guess he could figure out a way to make himself not look as bad. Like, oh, he was going to play, but then he found out that he didn't have to, or something. So like,
yeah, yeah.
But I don't know. I think that he should play a year because everyone else kind of has to, and just because he enrolled early, I don't know.
Yeah, to get around it. And then, any more news on LSU? Because last I had heard they only had one person left on the team, and they weren't even on scholarship.
Yes, they got their new coach. They got Murray State's
coach. Because everyone left as soon as they hired him.
Yes, and KJ Williams actually followed him there. He transferred to LSU.
Okay.
But other than that, I'm sure they've had to have picked up some players. Maybe they're not the best players, but they have to fill out that roster somehow.
Yeah, I can't remember what video it was on, but I commented saying, "Now's your chance if you're a high-end D2 player or a low-end D1 player. If you want to put your name out there,
if you want to be a starter in the SEC, now's your chance."
Yep.
Get out there. I mean, LSU might not be any good next year, but you'll at least have some eyes on you. More eyes than you would.
I'm sorry, but if you go against teams like not Georgia, Kentucky, Tennessee.
Not Georgia for basketball.
Yeah. Kentucky, Tennessee. Teams like, if you're going up against teams like that, people are going to be watching you because they're going to be looking at people from those schools. And then if you play well, you'll catch their eye.
Yep.
More
nationally televised games. I'm sure scouts watch more Power 5 games than lower school teams.
Yeah. No, that's what I was saying there. And then actually there's this one kid that was actually he goes to a D3 school. It's an all boys Jewish school. Evidently he had gotten, like, I'm just trying to lay the land here. Evidently he had gotten multiple D1 offers, but chose to go to that school. Supposedly he's brought NBA scouts to the D3 level.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, wow.
That's surprising.
That's nuts.
Yeah. Because even D2 would be, okay, maybe, like, that's still impressive, but D3 is just,
D3?
That's crazy. Yeah, you got to be really good.
Actually, I'm pulling it up right now. Ryan Terrell. That's what his name is. Let me see. Let me see if I can find his stats real quick. Because he was going off last year, and that's when he brought the attention. Terrell's.
Man, he must be averaging 30.
Averaging 27 points per game, shooting 47% from the 3-point line.
Jeez. Yeah.
Man's out here being a sniper. Like,
for real.
Dude, that's nuts. But honestly, that makes me wonder, if he was to transfer, what would he put up? What would he do against D1 talent? That really makes you wonder.
Yeah.
If he's down there dominating like that.
I mean, I'm surprised that he went D3 if he had all these offers, but
yeah,
he's killing it. I mean, if he's bringing NBA scouts there, then
yeah,
go for it.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, I'm gonna head out, but no, I definitely recommend checking out him and then that Shaden Sharp.
Yeah, I'll check it out. I want to look up more on that story for sure.
All right, sounds good. I'll be back in chat.
Yeah, appreciate you calling. See you. All right. Catch up with the chat here. Send Huggy Bear after him. Hey, averaging 27, 47% from the three. Sounds good to me. We definitely need some more scorers. I think Emmett Matthews Jr. is going to really turn it up for us this year. I mean, dude is very athletic. I'm excited to have him back. Let me catch up with the chat up here. If Texas gets Jordan Addison, then Texas has to win 10 games. I agree. Definitely. If they don't win 10 games with that team, especially in a Big 12 that's not as good, I'd probably say 9 because they have to play Alabama first game. They're not winning it. They're not beating Alabama first game. So that's already one loss. But, yeah, I agree. If they get Addison, they better be winning games because if not, then you got to think Sarkisian's got to be out of there. South Carolina will be the team to watch in the SEC East. I think they're going to be pretty good. I don't know if I can get too behind them, but I do think Spencer Rattler is going to have a pretty good year for South Carolina. We'll get to see how he's going to do against the SEC defenses, though. You're hoping that you get to talk to Emmett Matthews here in the next week. That'd be awesome, man. I'm excited for Mountaineer basketball this year. Getting a lot of new players. We're only returning, a few freshmen, and then Keaton Johnson. And then, of course, Emmett Matthews, but he wasn't here last year. Transferred back. Yo, what's up, GL Pat? How's it going, man? Guys, if you just joined, we got 6 viewers in here right now. You guys can hit the link that's pinned in the chat, and you guys can hop in the StreamYard and talk on stream with me. Ask any questions, college basketball or football, and we will talk. Think it would be interesting if Kentucky joined the Big Ten. Yeah, very interesting. You got to think for football this year, if Kentucky was in the Big Ten and they played in the Big Ten West, they would probably win the Big Ten West, right? I mean, or maybe Wisconsin. It would be a close race, but I think Kentucky would win the Big Ten West if they were in it this year. The Big Ten East is stacked. I mean, one thing I did want to talk about is how I'm pretty sure the ACC and a few other conferences wanted to get rid of the 2 divisions in their conference so that way they can have like a true conference championship game. Like last year, the Big Ten had Michigan versus Iowa in the Big Ten championship. It was a blowout. Michigan destroyed them. But if there was no divisions, then it would have been a rematch between Michigan and Ohio State. It would have been a lot more entertaining and a lot more fun to watch for everybody and a lot closer of a game. So I could see that happening. That would be the only conference that it would change because the rest of them, I'm pretty sure, had the two best teams in the championship game. Like the SEC, for example, they had Georgia and Alabama. They were the two best teams in the conference, but they were in separate divisions, so they actually played in the championship game. You said Pitt is it? No, sir. We all know what they eat, bro. What would your ideal conference be for Kentucky football, basketball? I mean, I think they're a good fit in the SEC, especially for basketball. I think if they were to join a different conference, I think the ACC would make more sense for Kentucky than the Big Ten, because then you get to play teams like Duke, Carolina basketball. I think that would make more sense for Kentucky than the Big Ten, but I think the SEC is a good spot for him, especially now in football. Mark Stoops, he's building something really great there, man. He is, and I think that their year in the SEC East will come soon. I don't know if it's this year. It could be this year. They might make the SEC championship game this year. I mean, Georgia, they lost a lot of players on that defense. They lost James Cook. Of course, their running game is still going to be good. They got 5-star running back coming in one after the other. Same with defense. They're going to have 5-star defensive players coming in, but they're going to be young. And, this could be their year. Tennessee is going to be pretty good as well. But yeah, I like Kentucky's fit in the SEC. I think it's a good fit for them there in the SEC East, and I think their year will come where they make the SEC championship in football here soon, because Mark Stoops will get them there. One of these years will be their year. Not sure if it's this one. I think Georgia's probably going to win it again, but I think soon. GL Flat, Pat, you trolling me, bro. We don't mess with Pitt out here. But it's all fun and games. I actually, I love to hate Pitt. It's fun for me to hate them, just because I love having a good rivalry. So I'm really happy the backyard brawl's back. Everything. Love what Stoops is doing. Same, man. He's really doing a great job there. I think one more year will put Kentucky on the map for some of the top recruits. Yeah, I agree. I think even after this year, it really opened a lot of recruits' eyes. They can play SEC football there. I mean, that is a big pool. If you're a coach, you can say, hey, we're going to be playing the best competition. So you're going to be playing against the best teams in the country. You're going to get to showcase your skills. And I think that Wan'Dale Robinson going in the early second round, even that could open their eyes for a lot of scouts as well, because I think that he wasn't even projected to go until like the third or fourth round. But since he went so early, maybe that's because he plays in the SEC, and the NFL scouts value that. Because my team, the Giants, drafted him. I'm excited to have him, but he went pretty early, so I think that helps with recruiting as well, seeing these players go high. But yeah, just playing in the SEC is a great recruiting tool to have for sure. Love hating Pittsburgh, but professional sports instead of college. Should be going to the Bengals week 1 game versus the Steelers. Would be my first ever division game I've attended. That would be awesome. If I go to an NFL game this year, I'll probably be going to DC to watch the Giants and Redskins. But yeah, I don't really. I support the Pittsburgh Pirates. I don't really watch hockey. I don't like the Steelers. But yeah, I don't like Pitt. Hate the Pitt Panthers. Josh Pascal went 2 or 3 picks after Wandell. Yeah, like seeing these players go pretty high is great for recruiting as well. Saying, hey, we're going to be competitive in the best conference. So come here, showcase your skills against these best teams. You'll get drafted for sure. So that's a great recruiting point for Mark Stoops. Yo, what's up, John Waffle? Why do I hate Pitt? I'm a WVU fan, man. I love to hate Pitt, but I respect y'all as a team. I for real do, but I just love to hate Pitt. I'm a WVU fan. I'm sure you love to hate WVU. It's going to be a fun game in Pittsburgh, September 1st. I got it marked. I'm excited. Got my WVU flag up there. You already know. Joey's calling you out, man. Surprised they didn't make the Backyard Brawl the rivalry week game. They should. They really should. I don't know why it's not. But I'll take it for opening game. I'll take it opening week. It should be fun. It's going to be a really good game. But I would rather have it rivalry week for sure. I mean, this is one of the biggest rivalries, honestly, in college football. It should be played every year. We get it for, I think, the next 4 years, 2 away, 2 at home. And then I think there's a couple years break, and then we get it 4 more years. But it should be scheduled every single year. I don't know why it's not. And we play Virginia Tech this year too, so that's our other big rival. GL Pat, you say 13-9. Is that your score prediction? WVU's putting up more points than that. We're putting up 30 at least. I think both teams are going to put up points. I think it'll be, both teams have pretty good defenses, but I'd say it's going to be more of like a 34-31 type game, somewhere in there, maybe like at least 28 for each team. You're going to the game? I might be going to the game. I'm not sure yet. If I might go to the game. I gotta see. When it gets a little bit closer, I'll decide if I'm gonna go ahead and go. It's gonna be a good one, but yeah, I think it's gonna be a lot more high scoring. JT Daniels versus Keaton Slovis. 2 former USC quarterbacks going at it in the first backyard brawl. Me, Golden Blue Dude, and Talkus Pitt are going together. John, are you going with this? Hey, that's going to be lit. I might be there. Not sure if I'm going yet, but if I don't go this year, whenever we're in Morgantown next year, I'll be at that game for sure. Because I go to most home games for WVU. So if I don't go to this one, then I'll definitely be at next year's. Hey, I might. I'm not sure if I'm going yet. Not sure. The Bengals Steelers game I'm planning on going to would be my 22nd birthday. What's your record prediction for Kentucky football? See, I'd have to look at their schedule. I'd say I can give you like their ceiling and their floor. I think ceiling 11 wins, but like that's their ceiling. I think they're going to lose to Georgia, but I think their ceiling's 11. Floor, do I want to say 7 or 8? I think their floor realistically is probably 7, but I'd be surprised if they only win 7. I think they win at least 8. So that's probably my ceiling floor. So I just go in between, say 9 and 3 for now. But like I said, I haven't looked at every team's schedule yet. I'm starting that probably next week. I'm gonna do every single team gets their own video, and I'm gonna look over their roster and also predict their record and look at their schedule. So that's going to be a really fun series, and it's going to get me prepared for the season because I'm going to get to see everybody's roster and stuff like that. So it's going to be a really fun series. I'm excited to look at all Power 5 teams. And if I complete every single Power 5 team and there's still a decent amount of time before the season starts, then I'll go ahead and do the AAC and probably like the Mountain West. But I don't know if I'll get to every single Group of 5 conference. Yo, what's going on, everybody? If you guys are new in the stream, make sure you guys subscribe. And also, if you guys want to call in and talk on the stream with me, then hit that link that's pinned in the chat, and you can join and come talk some college football, college basketball with me. So definitely hit that link. Cool little idea for those vids is put highlights in the background or react to them. I'll see if I can do that. The only thing about that is these people be on it, bro. Like you put one little clip of a highlight in a video, and all of a sudden it's copyrighted like immediately. It's crazy. So if I can find some highlights, like if I can find a way to do it without getting copyrighted, then I'll add them in. But I will see. I'll see. If I can do that, then I will. But I'll see, because those will get copyrighted so fast. Like, it's crazy. They be on it too much. But yeah, I'm gonna go on Playoff Predictors. It's a website, and that way, whenever I predict their record, I can kind of click and choose. So it's going to be a little bit better to look at than me just looking straight up at their schedule. I'll try to add some edits in there and stuff. Make it look a little bit better if I can add highlights. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun for me. It's gonna help me learn the rosters for all these teams, all the new players coming in. And for you guys too, like everybody who's gonna watch all of them, or you guys might just want to watch your teams. But if you guys want to watch them all, then it's a good way for you guys to learn the rosters with me. So yeah, it's going to be fun. We'll get to see how well I can predict each team, but I'm sure I'll mess up on a couple. Like I was talking about earlier, I'm not bought into the Ole Miss hype. I think they're probably one of the most overrated teams this offseason. I'd probably predict them to finish near the bottom of the SEC East or the SEC West, because the SEC West is stacked. And if I'm thinking about teams in the SEC West, you got Alabama, Texas A&M, Arkansas, Mississippi State, Auburn, LSU, and Ole Miss. Like, those are the 7. At best, I see Ole Miss finishing 5th out of those 7 teams. And the only 2 teams I can see them, at best I could see them 4th. But I think they're going to finish probably 5th or 6th in the SEC West. The only 3 teams that I could see them finishing better than in the SEC West are LSU, Auburn, and Mississippi State. I think Mississippi State's going to be better than Ole Miss. I think LSU might be better than Ole Miss this year. They might have a bounce back year. So I don't think Auburn's going to be great this year. So I would probably put Ole Miss at 6th in the SEC West. So I'm definitely not getting behind the Ole Miss hype. But I see whenever I come out with these records, I could be completely wrong. They could win 10 games. Who knows? Will West Virginia win 10 games? You know what? I'm like cautiously optimistic about WVU's season. I think 10 games might be our ceiling. But with JT Daniels, we're going to have a really good offense. We really are. Like, I'm excited about this team, but realistically, I see WVU will go 8-4 because the Big 12 is pretty wide open right now. Like, if you think about it, so I could definitely see WVU winning a good amount of games, but 10 is I got to be cautiously optimistic. So I don't think we'll win 10 games, but I would put 10 games as probably our ceiling. Definitely excited to see how Oklahoma shakes things up when they join the SEC. Not worried about Texas. Yeah, Oklahoma is definitely going to be one of the favorites in the Big 12, I think, for most people, with Dillon Gabriel coming in. Brent Venables, I think that getting his defensive recruits in there is going to take a few years for Oklahoma to have a really good defense like he had being the coordinator at Clemson. But Dillon Gabriel is going to be good. I don't know if they'll win the Big 12 this year, but they'll definitely be in contention. They're always going to have a good year. I mean, a down year for them is probably 9-3, right? So that's probably the worst they'll do. Oklahoma State's going to be in contention for the Big 12. They lost a lot of secondary. They lost their defensive coordinator to Ohio State. He's now Ohio State's defensive coordinator. So that could hurt, but I still think Oklahoma State's going to be really good. And Baylor's going to be in contention. After Oklahoma State, Baylor, I think the next two favorites to win the conference are maybe Texas and WVU. Yeah, I mean, I would put them at probably 4-5 as far as my personal odds to win the Big 12. You could maybe argue Kansas State. I think Iowa State's going to have a down year this year. Kansas State is usually pretty good. Like, they're consistently a 7-5, 8-4 team. I'd see them probably getting around that again, though. I don't see them doing any better than that. Say flip a coin. If it's heads, WVU wins 7, maybe 8 games. Tails, we win 9 to 10 games. Hold on, let me see if I have a coin. Probably have one. All right, ready? Hold up. Tails. 9 or 10 wins. I'll take it. And I'm not lying. I'm not capping. That actually landed tails. Flipped it. Smacked it. It was tails. How do you think they do in the SEC? Oklahoma or Texas or both? I think Oklahoma will be fine in the SEC. Like, I don't think they're gonna win the conference like their first couple of years. It'll take time, but I think Brent Venables is a good guy to bring in to start in the SEC because, you know, he's gonna value the defense, and you're gonna need a good defense if you're gonna be playing in the SEC. The best teams in the SEC have good defenses. I mean, we've seen teams like Ole Miss last year, very good offense, no defense, and they had a good year. What they go 10-2, but they didn't make the conference championship game. But I think Brent Venables coming in, being in the SEC and being such a big name brand school like Oklahoma, I think Brent Venables is going to bring a really good defense to Oklahoma, but it's going to take time. So I think Oklahoma will be fine in a few years. As far as Texas, they need a big year this year and next year. Before they go to the SEC, they're going to need a big year. But they've been having down years, all the time. They still bring in these recruits because they're big names. They're a big name program, so they're going to bring in the recruits. But the thing about being in the SEC rather than the Big 12 is when you're in the SEC, every team is bringing in these top recruits. So I think Texas could struggle big time in the SEC, but we will see. We'll see. I think if they can have a really good last few years in the Big 12, that will help them a lot when it comes to when they join the SEC. But yeah, I'm not too worried about Oklahoma and the SEC. It may take a couple of years, but I think they made the right hire this year, a really good hire, especially for joining the SEC. Texas is money-making trash. You said it, not me, man. You said it, man. Every year they're hyped up. We'll see. I do actually think they could be good this year, but I'm not buying into the hype until they prove me wrong, because they're almost like, I'm trying to think of a team. And in the NFL, every year the Raiders start off really good, right? And then they always suck, like the second half of the season. I feel like Texas is kind of like that, except they never get off to good starts, right? They just get that hype in the preseason for no reason, and then they suck. So they're kind of like the Raiders, except instead of just being hyped up because they're actually winning games at the start of the year, they're just hyped up because they're Texas and they're bringing in 5 stars every year. Hey, it's not what it looks like. It's not what it looks like. This is not a burnt orange. This is actually like a pink or like a salmon. See, if I move my light a little bit, you can tell it's kind of like pink. I'd never rock a burnt orange. Hey, Bengals got 5 primetime games. Hey, Joe Burrow bringing in the TV, bringing in those primetime games. I mean, when you go to the Super Bowl, a lot of people going to be hyped. And I'm excited for the Bengals this year. I love watching the NFL, man. I can't wait for football to be back. Like right now, I'd be watching Thursday Night Football. I cannot wait. Football season is going to be really good because the NFL last year was so good. It was such a good season to watch. Like I don't make videos on NFL, but I love watching the NFL. It was such a good year last year. And my team was terrible last year, but it was still entertaining as just a football fan. So many good games in the playoffs. I think college football is going to be pretty good this year. The only thing about college football, like I love college football and I love college basketball like so much. College basketball is like my favorite to watch because you never really know who's going to win the championship. With college football, I could probably make a prediction right now who's going to be the 4 teams in the college football playoff, and I'd probably get at least 3 right because that's just kind of the way college football is right now. You're off the bed. Never answered my question. Do you want an interview with Brian? I'm not sure. Maybe in the future, but not right now. I got a lot of stuff planned, a lot of videos planned and stuff. I'm gonna be doing these streams weekly, but I'd be down to do it in the future. Just not for a little while, probably. I'm gonna be grinding out these record predictions videos and roster breakdowns for every Power 5 team. That grind's gonna start next week. That's gonna be fun because I'm gonna have it like one team is gonna come out like every 2 days. If I'm gonna get them all done before the season starts, because I think there's like 65 Power 5 teams, and there's like just over 100 days until the college football season starts. So, yeah, about one every other day. Yo, good night, Joey. Appreciate you stopping by. But yeah, and Saturday I'm gonna have a tier video out. I'm gonna be putting every single college team in tiers. So that's gonna be fun. Yes, another cool idea is key departures. Yeah, I'm thinking about whenever I do the roster breakdown, I'm going to kind of talk about like their biggest pickups and their biggest departures from last season and how big of an impact those will have. I'll be talking about, and I'm gonna try to put timestamps in each one of the videos. So if you guys only want to see the record prediction, you guys can just skip ahead in the video, and I'll kind of label it like intro, roster breakdown, record prediction, and that way, if you guys just want to see the record prediction, you guys can skip ahead. So I'll probably put timestamps for each video I do of those. Yeah, a lot of fun stuff coming up on the channel. I'm excited. I really think that the channel's going to take off here soon. I think once football season and college basketball season starts back up again, I really do think the channel is going to take off. So I'm really appreciative that for all you guys that come out in these streams and stuff and chill with me, because it's been a lot of fun. We've been gaining a lot of subscribers recently, and that we're doing that in the off season is just awesome. So I think once the season starts, we're really going to pick it up. So it's going to be fun. A lot of cool ideas. Of course, with those preview videos for each team, I'm also going to have college basketball videos out. So college football video is going to come out every 2 days. In that series, we're going to have the call-in streams every Thursday. And we're also going to keep you all updated in college basketball with all the transfer portal news and stuff like that. So a lot of cool stuff coming. Yo, my bad. I missed your first chat. I read it, but then I forgot to read it out loud. What are your thoughts on Daxton Hill and Cam Taylor-Britt as players? Hope Taylor-Britt takes a trash Apple spot. I thought that was a really good pick. I thought I don't know too much about Cam Taylor, but Dax Hill, I thought that was an awesome pick because he's probably going to play slot corner for the Bengals, and I think that's huge. You guys needed that secondary help. You guys brought in some O-line through free agency, so this whole NFL season is just going to be awesome. Where did Cam Taylor play in college? So he must be a corner, right? If he's going to take an Apple spot. I'm trying to get an idea of who he is Because if you tell me what team he plays for, I might get a picture of him in my head and kind of know who he is. But yeah, this NFL season is going to be so much fun, man. I might have to start doing a few NFL videos. I don't know though. I don't know if the majority of the subs will want to see it because I really built like the college football, college basketball community here. But I think maybe if I do like weekly predictions, one video a week, like on Tuesdays or Wednesdays before Thursday night football, and just predict the games for the week. Maybe that could be fun. I don't know. I might do some NFL videos because I watch a lot of NFL, so maybe I'll add that. I'll see. I'll probably put a poll up sometime around before the season starts. Whenever it's like the season's getting ready to start, and if a lot of people want to see that, then I'll probably do it. Outside corner from Nebraska. See, I watched a lot of Nebraska, but I'm trying to think if I didn't watch a lot of Nebraska. I watched a few of their games, but yeah, I don't remember him specifically, but I'm sure he'll probably be better than Eli Apple. So, but I really like that Dax Hill pick. I think he's going to help a lot. Bama, Ohio State, Miami, Oklahoma State. Oh wait, oust. Wait, Oklahoma State. There's my playoff prediction. Not bad. Miami, I think they actually have potential. Like a lot of people will be like, Miami, you're crazy. But I don't think that's too far of a stretch. I think they could win the ACC this year. But the only thing is, if Miami wins the ACC, I don't know if they'll make the playoffs. Like I could see Miami win the ACC at like 10-2 or something like that. Kind of like Pitt did last year. But I don't know if I can see them going 11-1 because they'll have to go at least 11-1 and win the ACC championship game to make the playoffs. In my opinion, they'll have to go at least 12-1 with a conference championship win. I have to look at Miami's schedule, man, because the ACC actually the ACC is underrated. The ACC is underrated because I think they actually have a lot of good teams coming in next year. They're definitely the third best conference going into next year, just behind the SEC and the Big Ten, in my opinion. Like I really do think the ACC is going to be really good next year. Because you got Wake Forest, you got Clemson, of course, Miami. Pitt is going to be decent. And then North Carolina, I think, is going to be decent. I think Louisville is going to be decent. Virginia, they got Brennan Armstrong. He's a pretty good quarterback. So, yeah, the ACC, they're pretty good. I think Florida State, they're going to be decent this year. I think Florida State's going to make a bowl game. So, yeah, I'll have to take a look at Miami's record. Oklahoma State, I kind of talked about how the Big 12 is wide open. Like I said, they lost their defensive coordinator. They lost a few of their secondary guys. That was a big, strong point for their team last year. I don't know if this is the year Oklahoma State can get it done. I think Oklahoma State's going to be really good again this year. But I don't think I see anyone from the Big 12 making the playoff this year. I really don't. I think the Big 12 is going to be too weak. I don't think they're going to be like extremely weak. I think they're going to have a good amount of bowl teams, but I think they're going to pull a Pac-12 this year where they all just kind of beat each other, and nobody from the Big 12 is going to make the playoff. If I had to make a playoff prediction right now, I'd go Bama, Ohio State for sure. I'd actually probably go Georgia. I think two teams from the SEC might make it again. So I'd probably go those three, and then I could see Miami, maybe Clemson. See, the fourth one is kind of a wild card. You could go a lot of different directions. Because I don't think two Big Ten teams going to make it in. I already picked two SEC teams. I don't think three is going to make it in. So you gotta pick someone from the Pac-12, Big 12, or ACC. And in my opinion, it'd probably be someone from the ACC. And to me, there's three, possibly four options of teams that could possibly win the ACC next year, and that's Clemson, Miami, Wake Forest, and NC State. And right off the top of my head, I'm thinking I don't think Wake Forest or NC State wins the ACC with less than 2 losses. So I'm thinking Clemson or Miami are my options for that fourth spot. And you know what, GL Pat, I'm just going to go with you. For right now, I'm just going to go Miami. I'm just going to go Miami. Florida State is overhyped trash. No, don't get me wrong. I don't think Florida State is going to be like great. I think they're going to win a bowl game. Or not win a bowl game. I think they're going to make a bowl game. So I think they're going to get 6-6 at least, maybe 7-5. But I do think they'll be better this year. What they went 5-7 last year. So that's like what? They gained 1 win improvement from last year. I think they can do that. My playoff prediction: Ohio State, Bama, USC, Michigan. You know, I kind of like that. I like the USC. I didn't think about that. I think the Pac-12. This might be the year Pac-12 get a team in, and it's either going to be USC or it's going to be Utah. Utah is going to be really good this year again. Do I trust Utah though? Because like I want to. I'd love to see Utah, a team like Utah or a team like Wake Forest or a team like that make the playoff. But do I think it's going to happen realistically? I don't know. But you have Ohio State and Michigan making the playoff. That's pretty bold. That's pretty bold. So what do you have? You probably have Ohio State at undefeated, and then Michigan with only 1 loss to Ohio State. I mean, it's possible. It could happen. It could happen. I'm actually going to change mine. If I had to guess right now, give me Bama, Ohio State. Wait, in this order, I think Bama, Ohio State, Utah as the 3 seed, 4 seed, give me Georgia. So 2 SEC teams. Alabama, Ohio State, Utah, Georgia. All red teams. All red teams. Yo, everybody, if you guys are in here, make sure you guys hit that sub button and drop a like if you guys want to see these weekly, because I'm planning on doing these every single Thursday. So if you guys want to see more of these call-in streams, make sure you guys drop that like so I know about it, so I know that you guys want to see more. And if you guys want to call in, I have a comment pinned in the chat. You guys can hit that link and come talk to your boy. We will probably end the stream here soon. So if you guys have any questions, you guys can either call in or drop them in the chat before we get out of here in a little bit. Don't think Georgia will make it this year. Their D took a huge hit. I agree. You know, I agree that their D took a huge hit, but they recruit so well. Like I see them rebuilding. I'm just trying to think of which team is gonna beat Georgia other than Alabama. Like I think that Alabama is gonna beat Georgia in the SEC championship game, but I could see Georgia going into that game undefeated. Maybe they take 1 loss. if Georgia doesn't get in, then I'd probably put an ACC team in because I don't think that 2 Big Ten teams will make it. So maybe Bama, Ohio State, Utah, Clemson, or Miami. One of those 2. Because I really don't think a Big 12 team will make it. Sadly, the only Big 12 team that's ever made the playoff is Oklahoma. I don't think that they're going to be quite good enough. Oklahoma State, I kind of talked about them earlier. They took a big hit to their secondary and lost their defensive coordinator. I think they'll be good again. Don't think they'll be good enough for the playoff. I just don't see any team in the Big 12 being quite good enough for the playoffs this season, at least. Trying to help me remember Taylor Britt. He's number 5. Yeah, see, I watched some Nebraska games. Like I watched the Oklahoma game. I watched Oklahoma, Nebraska. I watched Michigan, Nebraska. I watched a couple more. I guess I just wasn't really paying attention to like Nebraska's corners that much, honestly. But I'm sure he's good. I mean, he has to be, right? He got drafted. I'm sure he's good, no doubt. Yo, GL Pat, who's your team, bro? Who's your college team? I'm pretty sure you might have told me before, but I forgot. Because you out here calling out Florida State, calling out Texas. I have a feeling you might be a Miami fan. Because you don't like Florida State, and also you put Miami in your college football playoff. I feel like you're a Miami fan. Yeah, we'll just kind of do these streams like based on how it's going. Like right now, we got some people in here, but if it's really popping, then I'll stay in here like a long time. But I'll probably end the stream here soon. But we'll just go about week to week. Like this is the first time I'm doing this in quite some time. We're gonna do this every Thursday this off season. So whenever we start doing it more frequently, we'll probably get more people in here. When it gets popping, then we'll stay in here, pretty long. Hours. I'll talk college football, college basketball for hours with you also. Yeah, you guys can hit that link if you guys want to come call in before we end the stream here in a little bit. Yeah, we got someone in here. Gallimar.
Hey.
Yo, what's going on, man?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, so there's this thing, right, called the Vajewski Party, and it's this neo-Nazi group on Roblox that worships a...
All right. Get him out of there as fast as we can. Gotta love the trolls, guys. Gotta love them. It was funny, after the Bengals drafted him, the people in the Bengals war room looked at Zach Taylor and said, "You got your Huskers, Zach, and Nebraska's quarterback." Hey, that's what's up. I mean, he's got to be better than Eli Apple, right? I mean, so to draft those 2 guys for the secondary, him and Dax Hill, that's going to be huge for the Bengals. It really is. My prediction for Texas in the SEC is 2-10. They'll probably do a little bit better than that, but I feel like they might not make a bowl game. You're definitely right. Like their first year in the SEC, they're probably not going to make a bowl game. Like, because they'll have to be joining the SEC West, right? Because they're in the West. But so that's going to be so tough for them. I don't think they'll fare well. That's why I said kind of earlier that I think Texas has to have a good year, especially this year with the Big 12 being wide open. This year and next year, if they're still in the Big 12 next year, who knows? They might join the SEC next year. But they have to have a good couple last years in the Big 12 to really get their their name back up there, like how good they used to be. Like they need to kind of bring Texas a little bit back before they join the SEC, or they're not going to fare well in the SEC. Whatever that guy sounded like, it was a good thing I zoned out for his place. Yeah, I should have known because he had a picture on here that was weird, but his name started with a G, so for some reason I assumed it was GL Pat, but I'll be a little bit more cautious about who I add on. Pretty sure people just search up like call in streams, stuff like that. They call in just to troll a little bit, but it's all good. All right, let's give this guy a chance.
Hey, have you heard of the Lucky Charm Party? So have you heard of the Lucky Charm Party or no? It's a
Don't want to hear about that either. It's probably his friend. All right. Florida State bad, Texas bad. Yo, Geo Pat. Who are you a fan of, my guy? You got to be a Miami fan, right? One rule you can make is they have to put their YouTube name at. Yeah, that could be a rule we could make. We'll figure it out. We got Jose in here. Yo, Jose, if you're listening to the stream, be active in the chat because I'm not adding you unless you let me know that you're actually going to come on here and talk some college hoops or some college football. I mean, I'll give you a chance.
Give me a chance. Okay, so
Dude, chill,
wait,
bro.
what about what? So the Lucky Charm Party, we worship a pig named Lucky Charm,
Dude,
right? And have you played
is this what you do for
Red Dead
fun?
Redemption? Yeah.
Screw off,
Have you played
man.
Red Dead Redemption?
We might have to find a different way to do this because it's the first time I'm doing my call-in streams on StreamYard, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Honestly, I'm probably, for the most part, just gonna, like, people who are known subs to me, like, I'll let them call in. Like, other than that, I'm probably not gonna allow anybody else because this will happen. So unless you're like one of my known subs, like you commented on videos before, like I've seen you around the channel, then I'm not gonna add you. But no, you're a Virginia fan. That surprises me. I had a feeling that you were a Miami fan by your comments, but Virginia, they might have a good year this year in the ACC with Brennan Armstrong. He's going to be a good quarterback for you all again this year. Red Rocket 2.0, man. The 2.0 to Andy Dalton. So Virginia's going to be good. They're going to be good again in college hoops here soon. You know, they have one of the best coaches in college basketball. So, yeah, I'm excited for Virginia's basketball mostly. We will probably end the stream here soon. As we do more of these, we'll get more of our subs up in here, and we'll go for longer because we're about an hour and a half into the stream. It's been a lot of fun. Had a lot of good conversations with you guys about college football, college basketball. We will definitely be doing this again every single Thursday. And whenever it's more popping, then we will go longer for sure. So I'll probably end it here soon. Armstrong will be the first man to walk on the rest of the ACC's face. Man, I love it. I'd love to see Virginia come out and Armstrong just absolutely go off this year. That'd be really cool to see. Last year, we seen Pitt emerge, and Kenny Pickett kind of had like this insane breakout year. But with Brandon Armstrong, it's kind of different because he wasn't like Kenny Pickett, where Kenny Pickett, he wasn't that good the year before last year. Brandon Armstrong was really good last year. He could get even better this year, and Virginia could win the ACC. So that would be awesome to see. I just don't know if Virginia has like the defense to get that done. So Brandon Armstrong is really going to have to carry if Virginia's going to do anything really good in the ACC this year. Did I see your last two comments? Let me see. I did see that one. Another idea could be Discord, and they have to have a mod sitting with you on mute, ready to ban them. Yeah, I think that I'm just mostly going to have like known subs be able to call in. And it's sad because like, you know, they might be new to the channel and actually want to talk some college sports, but if they're active in the chat a little bit, then actually talking college sports, then maybe I'll let them in. But yeah, guys, it's kind of cooled down here in the chat and everything. So we are probably going to go ahead and end it. So I appreciate you guys, GL, Pat, Drake, all you boys who came out here and are supporting the stream. Joey earlier, my man Blue and Gold Dude showed up earlier. All you guys, I appreciate you pulling up. And we'll be back out again every Thursday. So I loved listening to you and this one guy talk last time you did these. He called in like every stream, blanking on his name though. Oh man, I know who you're talking about. He was a fan of like I'm trying to forget what team he was a fan of, but yeah, he brought in a lot of good conversations. And I think one call-in stream he was on here talking to me for like a long time. But I know exactly who you're talking about. He hasn't been active on the channel recently. I feel like once college football season starts again, he might come back. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. Once we start doing more of these, I feel like we'll get more people call in and stuff. Like I said, this is the first one I'm doing of these since college football season. So we're gonna start doing these during the off season because it gives me a better chance to interact with all the subs. So yeah, he was a Big Mac guy. I'm pretty sure was he a Texas A&M fan or was that a different one? I forget, but yeah, guys, that's going to do it for this stream. I appreciate all you boys coming out. We'll be back at it again next Thursday, same time. And we got a few videos coming out this weekend. So I'll see you guys then. Be on the lookout for the videos. I'm out, guys.